Hi, my dear little ones. Are you ready for another Christmas story? I'm back with a story about the polar bear who saved Christmas. Now, why do we need to save Christmas? Did something happen to Christmas that year? Shall we take a look? If you like my stories, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have already subscribed, please do remember to click the bell icon. And do share these Christmas stories with your friends too. Shall we begin? The polar bear who saved Christmas. One Christmas Eve, in a den in the snow, a polar bear slept and so didn't know that her cub was awake. Pip could not rest. He was excited for Christmas, the day he loved best. So do you know polar bears, they go on to sleep for a long time sometimes when it is cold. Have you heard of animals doing that? Polar bears do that. This is the mama bear. She's been in deep sleep for quite some time now, and she did not see that her baby bear, the cub bear, his name is Pip, he was not asleep. He was awake. He was disturbed about something, was he? No, he was just very excited because Christmas was here and it is the favorite day of the year for him. Sometimes when we are too excited about something, we can't sleep at night, right? We keep thinking about it. Same way with Pip. Can you see this? There's a lot of snow and snow here, and there are a lot of real Christmas trees here, and it says polar bear home. And look who's going. Look who's heading away here. Reindeer and a sleigh. Do you think that is Santa Claus? Let's see. In the distance, Pip heard a jingling sound. He jumped up and popped his head above ground. Pressed in the snow, he saw tracks lead away. He said to himself, "It must be a sleigh." So here, he saw the tracks of something and he realized that is a sleigh. And there was a jingling sound and jingle bells. That is something we hear when Santa Claus comes, isn't it? Pip walked through the snow till the jingling was gone. Alone in the cold, he soon missed his mum. Fresh snow hid his paw prints and covered the tracks. With no path to follow, would he find his way back? So he just started going out and he started walking in the snow. And every time he kept his paw there were paw prints there, isn't it? He was a little upset and he was a little scared too, to be out there alone, and he was missing his mother. And when his paw prints were there, fresh snow, new snow would keep falling on top of it and his prints would get hidden. So in case he wanted to get back home, follow the steps back home, that was also not possible. But then the snow stopped and a blaze of bright light led Pip to a strange and magical sight. There were warm, cozy houses and elves everywhere. Hope lifted the heart of the cold polar bear. So what happened here? He was getting a little upset and scared, but then suddenly the snowfall just reduced and he saw something very bright and cozy. There was a new town there. There were a lot of brightly lit, cute houses. There were so many elves walking around, and suddenly there was this joy in his heart. He felt very happy looking at that, and all his fears vanished. Pip peered through a window as he heard a loud wail. "Dancer's broken her leg! Who'll take Santa's mail?" Inside was a sleigh filled with fine toys and treats. Nearby, an elf shouted and stamped his small feet. So he went to a house and he just peered through the window. That means he just looked through one of the window panes. And what did he see inside? Can you see? This is what Pip saw inside the window. He saw that one of the elves there, he was screaming. He was very upset and he was screaming that Dancer has broken her leg. Now, do you know who Dancer is, children? Dancer is one of Santa Claus's reindeer, and she pulls Santa's sleigh for Christmas. Okay. Oh God, now that's terrible, isn't it? Just before Christmas, one of Santa's sleigh Just before Christmas, one of Santa's reindeer has broken her leg. Okay, now the elves are wondering, what do we do? Who's going to go and do the work? And if there was a lot of toys and it was a beautiful room, but the elves were upset. The reindeer were worried. They felt at a loss. The elf looked around and said, getting cross, "We have 7 reindeer, but our sleigh needs 8. If we wait for Dancer, it will be too late." So now Pip, here's our Pip. He is watching through the window. Nobody else is seeing him because they are all very busy. The reindeer, all of them are upset. The elf is very angry too. He says, what did he say? Santa Claus needs 8 reindeer to pull his sleigh. And when one of the reindeer has broken her leg, we only have 7. And how do we do that? We cannot wait for Dancer to heal her leg, isn't it? We cannot wait for her to be alright because otherwise we will be too late for Christmas. All the children are waiting for Santa Claus. As they pulled out the sleigh, the elves made a fuss. What could they do to save this Christmas? An elf soon saw Pip and said, "Don't be shy. Can you pull the sleigh?" But Pip said, "I can't fly." So here it is. These guys, they just pulled the sleigh out, isn't it? And they were making a fuss. Why? Because Christmas would be cancelled without Dancer the reindeer. Because if Santa can't fly with the sleigh, how do you have Christmas? And they were all very worried. And suddenly one of them, they saw Pip standing there. Huge polar bear, strong polar bear. They asked him, "Can you pull the sleigh for us? Because one of our reindeer, she's unwell." So Pip, he was so struck. Look at his eyes, big eyes just popping out, and he said, "But I can't fly." Can polar bears fly, children? Obviously not. The elf said, "Don't worry and put Pip in line. With your help, we'll certainly make it in time." So what did they say? The elves, they're magical beings, isn't it? The elves are Santa Claus's magical helpers. And they said, "Don't worry, you just come." And they put him in place of Dancer along with other reindeer. He is standing in Dancer's place. And the elves are very sure that with Pip and his help, they are going to save Christmas just in time. They sprinkled some sparkles and gave Pip a sneeze. Can you see? Some magical sprinkles they have put on top of him. And suddenly Pip just sneezed. And what happened? He felt brave and knew it was now time to leave. So the moment he sniffed that magical, sparkly powder, he felt very brave. All his doubts and fears were gone. Can you see? His head held high and he's smiling and he's a little brave now. Santa jumped on and took hold of the reins. The reindeer leapt forward, so Pip did the same. The earth fell away as the huge sleigh took flight, and Pip and the reindeer flew off into the night. And then after everybody was ready, Santa just hopped into the sleigh and he started to start the sleigh. Off you go! And what happened? The sleigh just dived up into the sky, and very coolly our polar bear just started flying along with all the other reindeer. He's a little surprised, isn't it? Look at all the reindeers just looking at each other. Can you see? All of them are quite happy, isn't it? There down you can see the snow and the houses, the earth, they're up in the sky. They leapt across rooftops, delivering toys to the homes of all the young girls and boys. In bed, sound asleep, no child was aware that Santa's new helper was a small polar bear. So everywhere they went to the rooftops, and can you see Santa is, sneaking down the chimneys of houses to deliver toys to the children who are sleeping. It's night, it's the eve of Christmas, and all the kids are sleeping. When they wake up in the morning, they'll see that Santa has left presents for them. But nobody in the world knew that this time, for the first time ever, it was a polar bear that was flying along with Santa, not a reindeer. Wow! Pip and the reindeer worked hard through the night, delivering joy on their magical flight. The sleigh headed home when each gift was gone, and though Pip was tired, they all cheered him on. So they had to work throughout the night because they had to travel the world. They had to go to all the cities and towns and deliver toys that cold night. And our Pip, he was a little tired, isn't it? Because it's the first time he's doing this, isn't it? He was a little tired for sure. But all the other reindeer, they cheered him. And the night was over. Everybody was happy that all the toys were delivered. And now they're going back to their home in the snow. Then Pip saw his den. Such a wonderful sight. He slipped from the reins and took one final flight. So suddenly he saw the board while he was up flying back home. Down there he saw Polar Bear home. That was his den over there. And he just left himself. He just released himself from the Santa sleigh and he just flew down softly back into his den. Cozy and warm in the snow so deep, curled up in his bed, Pip fell straight to sleep. So he just went back, cuddled up next to his mom, and he slept. Early next morning, no tracks could be seen. Pip looked around. Had it all been a dream? So the morning he woke up and he had no clue whether it had happened for real. Did he really help Santa Claus? When he went out, he could not see any Santa sleigh marks or anything. So he was wondering, did I just dream all of this or did all of this happen? But in the snow lay a note and a shiny sleigh bell. For the bear who saved Christmas, Santa wishes you well. But he went out and he saw something. There was a note for him and a gift. A sleigh bell. A sleigh bell is something that you tie to the bells that fasten the reindeer. And a lot of jingly sound comes from Santa's sleigh. That is from these little bells. And there was a note for our polar bear who saved Christmas. Santa sent his best wishes. So who is the polar bear who saved Christmas? Pip. He was very afraid to go away from home and everything, but he saved the day just in time, isn't it? I hope you liked the story, children. If you liked it, please leave a thumbs up for me. Thank you.